Okay, I have another good email that came to our website, Leerburg.com, through the Ask Cindy portal, where we let people ask questions on how to train dogs, behavioral problems with dogs, breeding problems, medical problems. And this is a good one. If I had $1 for every ticket or email that we got on people that are new to the breeds of Malinois, German Shepherds. This specific email is about blue heelers, which we have had one in our home. I could buy a new fishing boat. And unfortunately, these folks always feel that their dog has been mistreated or has some kind of mental aggression problem. And they're 100% wrong every single time. And I don't say that very often, but it is the case. Let me read this to you, and then we'll talk about it as I go through it. It says, "Hi, I have a 3-month-old blue heeler that I got just a few days ago. When I try to correct him for jumping, nipping, or taking something out of his mouth that he isn't supposed to have in his mouth, he full-blown turns aggressive and attacks me." No, that's not what's really going on, but we'll talk about it. "I've been raised around dogs my entire life, and I've never seen a puppy show so much aggression before. I know this isn't playing or regular puppy aggression, and I don't know what to do with it or how to fix his problem. It really got bad when my son was walking past him, and out of the blue, he lunged and attacked his foot." Sorry, but puppies do that. "When I tried to sternly tell him no and push him away from my son's foot, he turned on me and wouldn't stop trying to attack me." Well, I'll go on with this in a minute. No, I'll finish it. "I ended up having to have my husband remove him and get him in his kennel until he calmed down," which was the right thing to do. "My only opinion is to get help, otherwise I will have to rehome him. I'm pretty sure the previous owner was abusing him and possibly was a dog flipper. 110%. No, this puppy was not abused ahead of time." Everybody that gets a problem with a young dog, a young working dog, that ends up having a lot of drive, thinks that these puppies have been abused. They've not been abused, zero, doesn't happen. It's the way they are, it's the genetics. Puppies, first of all, and I've said this in many of my previous videos, when puppies are with their littermate, how do they play? They play rough, especially working dogs like blue heelers, Malinois, German Shepherds. If they come from good, strong bloodlines, the way they play is to jump on one another and bite one another and drag one another around, and they scream. All dogs, every single breed of dogs and people have a thing called opposition reflex. And that is, if I push into you, you instinctually push back, lean into it. If I push, people lean. If you hold a puppy back, they want to go forward. If you try and drag a puppy around on a leash, what do? You stop and look at it. They're pulling, trying to go away from you. That's opposition reflex. That's what happens with this person when the dog was biting her kid. The deal is, probably, unless these people are prepared to change the way that they want to live with a dog, they should find another home, and the other home should be somebody that's had blue heelers before. When we have puppies in our home, and we do have a I've bred German Shepherds for police work and sport work for 35 years, not since 2008, but we have raised a lot of working puppies in our home. When they're in our home, and they're loose in the house, they're on leash, tethered to us. If they are on a leash, you're not going to let the puppy attack your kid's foot. When they're in the house, we have X-pens. The puppy, in fact, in our home, we have 5 X-pens in our home. We have one in our living room, and our puppies are in there with their toys, and they learn to stay in there. We don't ever let them run around loose in the house. Not ever. You know how long it takes a puppy to pee if he runs behind your couch? About 3.5 seconds. You know, if you have him on a tether, you're not going to let him go around behind the house. You're not going to let him jump on people. You're not going to let him bite your kids. So when they're in the house, they're in the X-pen. We have one in the living room, one in the kitchen where we feed our puppy, and we have a Chihuahua puppy now, who I love. I have an X-pen next to my house, or next to my bed where she sleeps at night. We have an X-pen in the basement. We have an X-pen on our deck for when we're going to sit outside and we want the puppy to be out there and not running around in the yard, eating things or digging, or worse yet, have something grab it and take off. We live on the edge of town, and we have fox and eagles and everything else flying around, hawks. So they could easily take a small puppy. But in this case, management is the solution. And a puppy that's this age, every single puppy that's this age, if they're running around and you give them a lot of exercise and take them on walks during the day, as it gets closer to their bedtime, they're like little kids. They're like little 2-3-year-old kids. They get cranky, they get wild. So try and anticipate that. Get them into their crate or get them into their X-pen where they can lay down and relax and not run around and act stupid. It all really comes down to how you live with your dog. And that's an important thing. So in closing this out, while if you've never had a herding dog before, this behavior in good bloodlines may seem like it's extreme. It's not extreme. It's normal behavior for these breeds of dogs. And quite frankly, I'll be honest, I a lot of times will blame the breeder for selling a puppy to a first-time dog owner and not taking the time it takes to make sure these people know what they're getting into. It's the breeder's fault that they don't do some level of training to let these people know that, no, this biting is not biting through aggression. These puppies don't know any other way about how to interact with their litter mates. It's what they do with their litter mate. You take them to your house, the litter mate is gone. You and your family are now the litter mates. And what has a puppy done its whole life with its other litter that it's out of now? It used to bite them and chew them and make them scream and yelp. And now that you bring them into your house and you're part of their litter, what are they going to do? Did they magically make up their mind that, oh yeah, now I'm with people? No, I should not bite people. I'm going to bite them. The hell with it. I'm going to bite them. Because that's how I play and that's how I want to play. Anyway, that's kind of a stupid little ending. But the truth is, that's the way a puppy thinks.